Some of my favorite knives in my collection are the Eric Lesser design Spyderco knives. You have the Paramilitary 2, the Mannix 2, and the focus of this video, which would be the Domino. So both the Mannix 2 and the Paramilitary 2 are manufactured in USA in their Golden, Colorado manufacturing facility. The difference is that the Domino is produced in Taiwan. But one of the things I really like about Eric Lesser's design with Spyderco is the fact that you have jimping on both the top and the bottom of these blades. So you have jimping up here and you have jimping down there, and kind of have a finger groove. And this gives you the ability to kind of choke up more on the blade. And I just like having that feature, and that's kind of the same with a lot of Eric Lesser's designs. Now the difference is that the jimping on both the Paramilitary 2 and the Mannix 2 that are produced in the USA is a little bit more aggressive. The one on the Domino is not as aggressive jimping on both the top and the bottom here, and I think that's just the way that they produce the jimping in Taiwan. Now, you'll notice the clip on the Domino. That's not the standard clip, that's an aftermarket clip. Normal clip that comes on the Domino is a hourglass traditional Spyderco clip. This is the one from it. And if you notice with the Paramilitary 2, I have it set up on the left side. That's also an aftermarket clip. And the reason that this is on the left side is because I am left-handed, and the reason I was not able to put this on the left side of the knife where the carbon fiber is because the screws that Spyderco provide do not go in enough to these in order to secure the pocket clip. I can probably figure out some other screws that will work, but for now I've left it like this. This is a blue anodized titanium clip. I got it to kind of match the blue weave carbon fiber. So the Domino is a EDC size knife. It's got a 3.13 inch blade. Comes in at about 4.1 ounces, so it's not very heavy considering you have a broad blade and a titanium handle. You can deploy either with the spider hole, traditional spider hole, or this is also a flipper, the flipper tab, and it rides on a ball bearing system, so it is very quick, very smooth and quick deployment. You have a titanium side frame lock, which looks like it's a nice stone wash. You have a stainless steel lock bar insert, so you're not locking titanium to steel, you have steel on steel, and I believe it's replaceable. I think there's a screw on the inside where you could take the stainless steel lock bar insert out if you needed to replace it. The opposite side is a carbon fiber scale, which rides on a titanium slab as well, and this is the blue carbon fiber version. Now the standard one that came out had a different pattern. It's hard to kind of describe it, but it was not blue, it was a gray and black pattern. It's not a standard weave pattern like this, and that's on both the Domino and the Dice. As far as I know, there's no Dice model that has the blue weave carbon fiber. Now, yeah, it's a nice EDC knife, and also going over construction, you have little stainless steel standoffs on the back, and you have a lanyard hole, which is a pretty decent size, and it's a tube lanyard hole, kind of like on the Paramilitary 2, where you have the metal tube spacer there. So overall, the Domino is a very nice EDC knife, and it's not cheap though. This comes in at about $200, depending on where you shop. You can probably get it cheaper than $200, but yeah, it's not a cheap knife. But it's nice. It's the action is smooth. I believe before this, the only flipper that Spyderco had, I think this was the second flipper that they tried at, and I think the first one was a Southern, and not as many people, I don't think, like that as much. It uses different steel than sometimes used to. It's CTS XHP, which I believe Cold Steel is now putting in a lot of their models, like the Recon and all those other series they have. I believe they changed it over to CTS XHP, and yeah, it came really sharp out of the box. Really didn't need to be touched up. So this seems to be a very good steel, and it comes out of Taiwan, this whole knife. And you know, for overseas produced knives, the ones that come out of Taiwan from this particular factory are really nice. They're actually really well done. The only complaint I would say is the jimping, because yeah, it's not as aggressive. But this is a very nice usable blade shape. You got the full flat ground blade, nice satin finish. So yeah, the Spyderco Domino. Now, what would you compare the Domino to? Well, I guess you could look at maybe a Zero Tolerance 0566. Now, comparably, this one is actually more expensive. This one's the carbon fiber edition. This also has M390 on it. This one, yeah, if I can get it to focus it on here. This has M3 or M390. Yeah, it's M390. Almost forgot there for a second. Yeah, it's M390 steel. This is not how this knife comes as well. The same company that made this pocket clip made this pocket clip, and also these blue titanium screws, standoffs, all that. So it normally comes silver. It has like a black pocket clip. But yeah, so this is similar. You have the carbon fiber scale on one side, but this is stainless steel. So yes, this is USA produced, this is Taiwanese produced, but you're getting stainless steel versus titanium. And this is about $20 more. The M390 is probably a better steel than CTS XHP, but the CTS XHP is not a bad steel. So that's one comparison. Maybe this also comes in the LMAX steel, and that's going to be like 160, 170-ish. So yeah, it's cheaper, but then you have the LMAX steel. Another LMAX steel would be the Zero Tolerance 0770. Now this is a full carbon fiber on both sides and a stainless steel liner lock. It's a little bit different, but you know, size-wise, they're about the same blade length. Let's put those aside. Another Zero Tolerance, maybe you can compare to, would be the Zero Tolerance 0450. It's been recently released, and this is going to be coming in at $160. You have full titanium handles, and you have S35 VN steel. This is also another aftermarket pocket clip. Maybe I'll do a video on the pocket clips I got from this one company, and I put on a lot of knives I own that I carry often. This is going to be probably one of the lightest, and yeah, you look at it, they're very different. This is very slim, this is a little bit more broad, different style though, but yeah, interesting comparison because the blade length is about the same between these two. Let's see, another overseas produced, but in Italy, would be the Line Steel SR2. And these come in at about $180. You have Sleipner steel, so CTS XHP might be better than Sleipner steel. Sleipner steel is, I believe, close to D2 steel. So yeah, between these two, I mean, it's preference. This is aluminum, titanium, and you have carbon fiber. They're both good. A little bit different, different kind of blade shape on this too. Let's see, what else do we have? What about a Browse Blades Bionic? Another flipper. So you got a flipper design, just kind of like the zero tolerances. Aluminum scales again, about the same blade length. It's lighter. Pocket clip is pretty good. But overall, what are you gonna go with? Well, again, it's preference. This has D2 steel. This has CTS HHP. This will probably be more resistant to corrosion versus the D2 steel. So it depends on what you want to use it for. I mean, they're both, kind of fancier knives where the Browse blades comes in about $200. So these are about the same price between these two. But which one would you want? Well, depends on what you're looking for. If you really like Spydercos, this is definitely a Spyderco to add to your collection. Now, when you look at the American versions, or not versions, you look at the American designs by Eric Lesser that are produced out of America from their Golden, Colorado factory. You have the Spyderco Paramilitary 2, which comes in about $135 in this version. This one has S30V steel, and there are different versions of the Paramilitary 2 out now. One, I believe, actually has CTS HHP. But yeah, you're getting G10 scales, compression lock, different. And this is more of a tactical knife. This is more of an EDC. Now, with the Manix 2 translucent, it kind of depends on where you go there, because this is the Manix 2 translucent, the lightweight version, and the Manix 2 also come in G10, but this particular version with the BD1 steel comes in at $82. So yeah, significantly cheaper, but is this the same kind of design as this? I mean, the blade shape with that kind of, the blade shape's a little bit different, but yeah, they're kind of similar, but the difference is this is more of a high-end carry kind of knife, and this is a very lightweight knife, more of like a backpacker. You could use this as an EDC as well, but this isn't as fancy. Like, you have, the plastic FRN scales, and here you have the titanium and the carbon fiber, so this is more showy. This is, more of a practical use kind of thing. But yeah, so the Domino is just a nice addition to your Spyderco collection if you really like Spydercos, because it's a flipper design and you can still use the spider hole. Not as good with deploying it quickly with the spider hole on this particular model, but with the flipper it does really well, and it's really smooth. And considering it's out of Taiwan, it would be more expensive if it was USA produced for the materials that are there. So overall, it's a good deal, and it's neat. And I think that with the blue weave carbon fiber, that even adds to it, just how unique it is, I guess. And it's just a nice Spyderco, and you got very, very nice stone wash on the titanium that seems to have worn pretty well even when carried in EDC. So overall, I would recommend the Spyderco Domino. If you can find the blue weave carbon fiber, I would go for that, because I just think it's a really unique look to the knife. And so yeah, that's my review of the Spyderco Domino. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. Thanks for watching.